What's up guys, back in today with another video on the channel, and today I'll be doing my anime of the year votes with you guys. Really looking forward to this. There's a whole bunch of categories, like 25 categories this year, so probably going to be a reasonably long video, and I've got no ideas what the answers to any of these categories are off the top of my head. So yeah, looking forward to this myself to see what I do choose. Might end up changing later on in the future, but for today we'll be doing our votes. Make sure you let me know what you guys voted for down in the comment section, or the most important ones you vote for, like anime of the year, for example. Obviously you can't have like 400 word long comments in the comment section. That's a bit too much, although I do get them sometimes on some of my usual videos helping out. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what's nominated as well. I remember last year there was quite a few big shows that weren't even nominated for some awards, some that I thought could actually win the awards, so probably going to be the same again this year. Again, I've got no real idea how they choose which anime go in which category, but we'll leave that up to them. I think we'll actually start from the bottom going upwards. I think these two are going to be quite big ones, so we'll leave those for last. And we'll start with the best voice artist, English. I haven't seen any dubs, so yeah, no, we already can't do that one. Oh, we got... Oh, I see, so that we don't get to choose those. Special Achievement and Presenter's Choice. Yeah, special achievement, that sounds quite interesting, but yeah, already can't do the voice artist English one, but we'll go on to the best voice for the Japanese artists. Some of these, yeah, I'm not going to know who the voice actor, who's the character they voice. It would have been quite handy if they put the character that they voiced in here, but I guess we'll just look them up. Or maybe they're in the video. We might as well watch the video. I'm not going to watch the video for all of them. It's just a kind of highlight. But we'll see if we can ascertain. Yes, Anya Forger for Spy Family. Done a pretty good job, didn't she? I haven't seen Licorice Recall, but I think that's up for a fair few amount of categories this year, which is interesting. I didn't watch it. I thought it kind of looked generic, but I did see a lot of hype around it, and a lot of people said it's really good, so I probably need to check that out. Obviously can't vote for that in any category this year. Jolene from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6. Aputa and Iriyui. Hard name to say. Very good choice there from Made in Abyss, Aputa. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, and last of all is probably, yeah, Eren from Attack on Titan. Okay, difficult start because this is one of the probably most controversial picks, perhaps. I know a lot of people like their seiyus and their voice actors from Japan, so probably no right answer here, but which one of them would I pick? Wow, difficult decision. Again, we can rule out the Licorice Recall voice actor. Anya's was very good. Jolene's was very good. Tanjiro's is very good as well. That's the thing, they're all very high, like every voice actor in the shows are high quality, so horrible that they could just pick one. I'm really not sure. As I stated in the intro, I don't even know the answers. I think Eren is definitely in contention, just because the role he had to play. Obviously, the most important character in that show at the minute. It's such a massive role. The voice work was a lot of that role. But man, if every category is going to be as hard as this video could be 2 hours. Bloody hell. I'm leaning towards either Eren or Aputa / Iriyumi, to be honest with you. Out of all of these, it's between these two. I think I am going to go with Aputa from Made in Abyss. I think she's done a brilliant job. The pain in the voice, just again a wide array of emotions, like all of these voice actors have done within the season of their show that aired last year. All of them done a brilliant job again, except for the Licorice Recoil one, which I didn't watch. I've got no idea about that, but they're all brilliant. But I think I've got to pick Faputa. She was brilliant. Again, it was so heartwarming when we had the happy moments in the past, for example, and then again just so ruthless at the end of the season, so fierce. I think, and I didn't even know that was the same voice actor as Iriyumi, by the way. I didn't put the two and two together. So, this. Okay, so I did just submit the vote. Obviously removed my email there for obvious reasons. I'm hoping I won't have to put my email in for all of these. I logged in beforehand, but when I went to this votes page, it doesn't even have like my login in the top right. So I'm not sure what's going on, but that is the first one down, with Misaki Kuno as the winner. Obviously, my opinion is the most important. Yeah, I'm just 1 in a million, of course. But obviously, you guys might be interested in this. I think you guys were reasonably interested in what I've done last year, so I thought I'd do another one. I find it quite fun, just kind of rambling on and thinking about the past year of anime as well. We'll then go on to best romance. I didn't actually watch too many romances last year. Saying that, I've seen pretty much all of these. But we've got Call of the Night. I didn't finish this. I actually dropped that one from the channel. Kaguya-sama Lovers War Ultra Romantic. Komi Can't Communicate Season 2. Love After World Domination, which I haven't watched yet. Haven't heard too much about that either, to be honest with you. My Dress Up Darling, which I definitely heard a lot about, heard it's really good, but I still haven't watched that yet. And Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, which is another one I covered on the channel and didn't finish, just like Call of the Night. I think that obviously says enough about those two. I didn't mind Call of the Night. Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie was okay as well. It's just really kind of average in my opinion. It didn't do anything spectacularly. Not that I look for every anime to do something kind of out of the box crazy or anything, but even some of the kind of romance moments, I didn't really get that wholesome feeling. Same with Call of the Night. I really enjoyed the premise and the start of the show was awesome, but again, didn't have that kind of je ne sais quoi. Didn't have that really awesome romance. It didn't have the best comedy. It didn't do anything to a really good standard. Like I said about Shikimori's, it was just average in every department, which is good for some people, but again, I don't know. I didn't really click with these two. Komi Can't Communicate was actually really good. Less in the romance terms, though it did have a lot more romance than the first season. If you call it kind of romance, it's more like slightly flirting and such, and just kind of revealing love a little bit. It was a little bit more romantic than the first season. Except the first episode, I still absolutely love the first episode of Komi-san. It was absolutely brilliant. But yeah, second season was actually really good, an improvement on the first as well. Again, other than the first episode, it was improvement in every way, in my opinion. Developing the characters, developing the love storyline, like I said. So that would be up there, but again, I've just got to go Kaguya-sama for this one. It was just absolutely brilliant. One of the best romances I've seen in general. It wasn't quite as good as season 2, I will say, but it was still absolutely class, especially the final couple episodes with Shirogane and Kaguya. It was absolutely brilliant, so that is getting my vote 100%. Pretty easy one there. But yeah, definitely a shout out to Komi Can't Communicate. Second season again was really good. I wasn't going to cover it on the channel as well, but one of you guys did convince me to, and I'm glad you did convince me to, because again, I really actually enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll get a season 3 soon, but Kaguya-sama quite easily takes the win in that department there. Again, I feel like I didn't watch too many romance this year, to be honest with you. I feel like they're the only 4 I did see. But next we'll move on to Must Protect at All Costs character. Okay, so we're voting for the character that we want to protect the most. Okay, interesting. And for some reason, it's just got the anime names again, so we'll watch the video. A couple of these I haven't watched. So for Demon Slayer, it is probably Oh wait, this is best fantasy. What? Did I click on the wrong one? Oh, I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong one. Sorry, guys. I read the wrong one. That's an interesting category, though. Must protect at all costs. I don't think I've seen that one before. So we're actually in best fantasy. So my bad about that. So the nominees are Demon Slayer, The Entertainment District Arc, Made in Abyss. Oh, this is so difficult. This is so difficult. Made in Abyss Season 2, Mushoku Tensei Season 1 Part 2, and Ranking of Kings, the second core specifically. The first core aired in 2021, didn't it? I think, and was much better in my opinion. The first core, although the opening and ending song of the second core were fucking top class. And I have not seen Overlord or the case study of Venetas. I've seen Overlord Season 1 and I didn't like it, to be honest with you. I'm one of the rare people that didn't like the first season of Overlord, from what it seems anyway. I don't know, maybe I'm just not that much of a gamer, but yeah, it didn't click with me. But this is so tough already. Like I thought the anime of the year was going to be difficult, and just this one fantasy segment is difficult as hell. But yeah, we can rule out Ranking of Kings and obviously these two, because again, Core 2 took Ranking of Kings down a little bit. Again, the start was so good. The first half was brilliant, but it did kind of slow down in the second half, and again, not lose my attention, but it didn't end massively great either. So I'm interested to see what the upcoming anime for Ranking of Kings has in store for us that comes out in a couple months, to be honest. But obviously it's between Demon Slayer, Mushoku Tensei, and Made in Abyss, which again is just so tough. Mushoku Tensei was, it feels like ages ago that came out, by the way. It feels like it came out more than a year ago. Season 1 Part 2. That's some massive events in there as well. Fuck. How do you pick? This is why I don't have for horror movies, for example. I don't have a favorite horror movie. It's just too tough to pick something above the rest. It's so tough. I think if we're going again, my absolute favorite, the one that hit me the most, it would be Made in Abyss Season 2. So I think that will be my vote. But props to Demon Slayer because the action was insane. Like, if there's an action category, that's getting a vote because the action was insane in Demon Slayer. Storyline was good as well. It actually got quite emotional, which complemented the actual battle quite a lot. But there was just like non-stop, just crazy animation for like 6-7 episodes in a row. And Mushoku Tensei was obviously just getting into this absolutely crazy deal with this Dragon King guy. And obviously we actually found a few people towards the end of that season. Again, it feels so long ago. I don't even remember it that clearly. It feels like that came out ages ago. But yeah, I do think Made in Abyss Season 2 does take the vote again. Very close between Demon Slayer, Mushoku Tensei, and Made in Abyss Season 2. But again, Made in Abyss Season 2 absolutely blew me away. It was brilliant. And that has won yet another category. So that has actually won two of the 3 categories already for me. I think you guys understand how impressed I was by Season 2 of Made in Abyss. As we next move on to Best Drama. Okay, so for this we've got 86 Part 2, which I have not seen. Kotaro Lives Alone, which I have not seen. Dance Here, which I also have not seen, but told is very good, so I'm definitely going to have to check that out at some point. And then 3 that I've seen before. Made in Abyss, again, voted for yet another category, which it very much deserves. See, that's quite interesting, actually, now I think about it. If we were actually just voting for the fantasy element, I might not have picked Made in Abyss there, but maybe I actually would have, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'll try and actually vote just off like the kind of title for the category from now on. But yeah, we've got Cyberpunk Edge Runners, as well as Made in Abyss Season 2 and Attack on Titan the final season Part 2. Okay. Now, I think in terms of drama, I think I've got to go either Attack on Titan final season part 2 or Made in Abyss season 2, Cyberpunk Edge Runners was sick. It was absolutely great, but the drama itself, I don't think really is close. Well, it's close, but I don't think it's as good as Attack on Titan or Made in Abyss, to be honest with you. I think it's a little bit unfair because it's a 10 episode anime, whereas these have been going on for quite a while now, including movies, and like 4 seasons, 5 seasons for Attack on Titan might end up being 8 seasons by the end of Attack on Titan. But yeah, I think in terms of drama, I don't think Cyberpunk Edge Runners comes close. But in terms of enjoyment, it very much is on par. That's for sure. Now, I think I've got to go Attack on Titan. I love the story and I love the drama in Made in Abyss season 2. It was beautifully done story-wise with Faputa and Reg, and meeting the forget what they're called, the slime people. Forget what they're called. Follows, but I think I've just got to go Attack on Titan final season because it just recontextualizes so many events in the series, and it obviously departs from a lot of those events to a crazy scale as well. And obviously reaches a breaking point right at the end of the season, and it's story-wise, it's just brilliant, and including story and drama, pretty much the same thing to me. Well, obviously they're a bit different, but they kind of go hand in hand. So I think I've got to go Attack on Titan final season part 2 in the drama department. Had a lot of amazing moments. Grisha Yeager's moment. There was so many character drama moments. The return of Annie. I think I've just got to pick Attack on Titan in the final season part 2 for this category. Again, it's close between that and Made in Abyss, but that is the quality of the anime that we've got over the last year, isn't it? As we then move on to Best Comedy. I haven't seen too many comedies this year, I don't think, but I was thinking about this the other day. I did hear someone talk about it as well. There's never really any horror comedies released anymore, or kind of too many comedy movies in general. I think it's because, like what we see with Marvel, comedies kind of it's in a little bit of everything, isn't it? Like there's always a bit of comedy sprinkled here and there with everything nowadays. Like there is no horror comedies nowadays because every horror is slightly comedic nowadays. Every horror's got like a joke or two in them, which it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting to think about. I think the same goes with anime. Like quite a lot of serious anime and such, maybe except for Attack on Titan, has some comedic moments in there. So again, it's kind of Marvel effect of just putting like jokes here and there and kind of changing up the tone of things, and that just becoming the norm. But yeah, getting off topic here. The categories are Kaguya-sama Lovers War, Kotaro Lives Alone, which again I have not seen. That's been in a few categories now, so I might have to check that out. My Dress Up Darling, which I have not seen. Spy Family, Uncle from Another World, which I have not seen, but I wish I covered on my channel because that show looks so much for me. I said I was not much of a gamer before. I played a lot of games, and especially in my childhood. I did see some parts of the first episode, and a lot of the references to like Sega and such were really on my kind of comedic scale, so I wish I did watch that. I'm definitely going to have to watch that at some point. But Uncle from Another World, which I have not seen, unfortunately, can't vote for. And Your Boy Kong Ming, which is a pretty understated anime from last year. Again, kind of fell off a little bit towards the end for me personally. Just I don't know, wasn't the ending I was kind of hoping for. I think some of the build-up episodes towards that ending were actually the reason why it slowed down a bit rather than the actual ending itself. But really enjoyed the season as a whole. It was really fun. It was pretty funny as well, but I think this one is obviously between Spy Family and Kaguya-sama Lovers War for me, and I think it actually quite easily goes to Kaguya-sama Lovers War. I just remember hysterically laughing a whole lot more at Kaguya-sama when I was watching it on the channel, more than Spy Family, although Spy Family has its very funny moments. It has a lot more wholesome moments and such, whereas this is pretty much full comedy. Did have a lot more, again, drama and serious elements in this season, but again, I just remember cracking up a hell of a lot more in this show than pretty much any other show that came out this year that I watched on the channel anyway. But yeah, I think this vote goes to Kaguya-sama Love is War. Had some of the best comedic moments from the show this season, to be honest, with a lot of the rap stuff from Shirogane, for example. Again, Spy Family, pretty close up there. But again, I kind of synonymise Spy Family and your boy Kungming a bit more with kind of wholesomeness, to be honest. I had comedic moments here and there, but I think they're both a bit more wholesome than anything. Not to say Kaguya-sama isn't wholesome. It had its very romantic and romance moments, but there was a lot of comedy in there as well. A lot. So that is best comedy. We'll move now on to best action. I'm just going to see how I'm doing pacing wise. Not bad actually. 15 minutes. I thought it would be about half-hour mark by now. But yeah, best action. This is going to be a fucking another difficult one by the looks of it. Yep. Another vote for Licorice Recoil. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. That's in a fair few categories this year. Maybe it's just the Crunchyroll bias, just them putting it in everything. Because I think that is one of their kind of a product they've got their hands on, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the nominees are. I feel like a presenter. I'd be a terrible presenter. But Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Entertainment District Arc, sorry, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, and Spy Family. Now, I think this one's pretty easy. I've got to go Demon Slayer straight off the bat. The action in Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2 is actually very good, especially towards the end of the season. When we got, I forget his name. Apologies. But when we get a lot of the Titan, what was his name? I only watched it a couple months ago. I rewatched it again a few months ago, and I forget his name. But the new Jaw Titan, seeing him in action was sick. It was absolutely sick. So yeah, Attack on Titan pretty close. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is pretty close as well. I really like the style of Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I don't think there was any major action sequences in JoJo's that kind of really done it for me, to be honest with you. There was moments I was getting kind of hyped up, but there was no animation kind of action moments I was getting kind of massively kind of flustered over, to be honest with you. Spy Family, it had some good action, but again, nothing extraordinary. Whereas out of all of these, Demon Slayer's animation was fucking extraordinary. It was mind-blowing. Every background, again, there was like 7 episodes straight of like fighting, and every background, every blade swing, every bit of fire just looked absolutely immense. So I think this one quite easily goes to Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc. It's just an absolute joy to watch. Just a visual treat. Every week, I was so excited because every week we'd have the serious kind of drama and amazing storyline of Attack on Titan, and then right afterwards I'll be watching Demon Slayer with just this crazy animation, and it was absolute joy on Saturdays during the start of the new year last year, wasn't it? And we're actually getting that again, I think, quite soon. I think both Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer are going to be airing at the same time again this year, so that should be insane. But yeah, quite easily Demon Slayer for that category, in my opinion. Quite easily. And then we're at the must protect at all costs character, which is going to be tough. 2 from Ranking of Kings, interesting. Okay, so we've got Anya Forger from Spy Family, Boji from Ranking of Kings, Kage from Ranking of Kings, Kochiro Sato again from whatever that was, which I have not watched, Shoko Komi from Komi Can't Communicate, and Marin from Dress Up Darling, which again I have not seen, so those 2 are immediately out. Ooh. Difficult one. I think I'm actually quite set on Boji from Ranking of Kings. It's a shame because if we're actually going off like the rules, it would be for the season 2 performance, but including the first core of Ranking of Kings, I think it goes to Boji quite easily, because I was crying over him in like the 2nd or 3rd episode, and it was just so well done. Like, he couldn't speak, and you made me care so much for a character that couldn't speak. I just think that kind of speaks levels about the story writing and the production as well, and just the story as a whole, that you care so much for this character that can't really even show their emotions, although he very much did show his emotions with his weird, like with his attempts at speaking and his body language and such. Again, I just thought it was brilliant. Anya is pretty close up there. I kind of take her away from that protect at all costs a little bit, just because she has that kind of, I wouldn't say a mean side to her, but she has that kind of other side to her that's not all kind of like cutesy little girl or anything, does she? So I think she can kind of handle herself, to be honest with you. As much as we actually seen she can't handle herself, I feel like she can. Kage, interesting choice here in Kage. I wouldn't have thought he'd be on here, but he had quite a sad storyline as well, to be honest, and he was quite the wholesome character alongside Boji, wasn't he? Like, those two finding that relationship was one of the best parts about that whole show at the start. And Shoko Komi is another interesting one here. I can understand why she'd be here, but again, I think she can look after herself to a certain extent. So yeah, Boji 100% for me. It's funny I say that about those characters, because Boji is actually probably the most powerful of all the characters in this. He could look after himself more than anyone, but he's the one that I again have the most emotional response to. So yeah, Boji for sure. And I kind of want Ranking of Kings to win something, because I feel like it deserves something. That's why I'm so like, I'm not ashamed, but ashamed is the wrong word. Kind of sad the second half wasn't as good as the first half, because it kind of felt like it deserved that from that build up. Every character was so well done. But yeah, Boji takes the vote for this one. Next up, we're getting up there now. We're about halfway through. We've got Best Supporting Character. Okay, Ai Hayasaka from Kaguya-sama. Anya Forger from... Is she not a main character? She's a main character, right? What is going on? There's two. Okay. Kage from The Ranking of Kings. Rebecca, interesting choice. She is a very fan favourite, actually, isn't she? Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Tengen Uzui from Uzui, not sure how to say that, from Demon Slayer, and Your Forger from Spy Family. Who's the main character then? Who's the main character of Spy Family? Are you telling me that Lloyd is just the main character himself? Like, let me check this out. I mean, my anime list is not the be all end all, but there's no way you can have both of those characters of the main family of the show that we're following be side characters, right? Like, that just doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense. Main, yeah, they're all the main characters, so I feel like I can't vote for them. I feel like it's unfair. I feel like it is unfair to vote for either of these two. Like, what are you doing? Side characters in Spy Family would be Fiona, the brother of I forget his name. Not the main family that's on the key visual of the artwork that we see right here. Although you say the same about Kage, but Kage is a side character. Okay, so with those two not in consideration, do you know what? I didn't actually like. Rebecca was cool, and I quite rooted for her in Cyberpunk Edge Runners, but I do think she is a slightly overrated. She had a cool death, to be fair. She had a really cool death, but I do think she's slightly overrated, to be honest with you. So I don't think she's in contention for me. Tengen was pretty damn cool. I didn't think I really related to him on any level though, or really kind of emotionally got too invested in his story or anything. So I don't actually think I can vote for him as much as, again, his animation and fight scenes were insane. I think it is between Ai and Kage for me, and I think I'm going to go with Hayasaka because I really enjoyed her storyline in Kaguya-sama. It was actually getting like quite serious and quite emotional, to be honest with you, with her dating Shirogane stuff and just wanting to kind of be a normal teenager by herself. But then again, I really do like Kage's storyline as well, with him finding Boji and seeing his past with his mother dying and such. But that is when Ranking of Kings did start to get a little bit kind of iffy, just after those moments of seeing kind of Kage's backstory and what happened to the town he was in. So I think I'm going to go Hayasaka. Of course, as a comedy character, she's brilliant. She was, again, brilliant comedy-wise in this season, but again, that kind of more serious kind of element to her character. It was quite prolific in season 3, and I really enjoyed that. So I think I'm going to go Hayasaka. I always did think she was quite overrated as well until season 3, where now I think she's properly rated, to be honest. She was brilliant. So yeah, Hayasaka wins Best Supporting Cast for me. Quite interesting. I've seen no Mob Psycho on here. I just finished watching Summertime Render, and I haven't seen that in any category so far. And I'm probably missing a few other big anime here, aren't I? I'm just going to look on my list I done on Twitter real quick, because again, I'm getting quite sus. Is Crunchyroll Anime Awards for all anime, or is it just for kind of anime that Crunchyroll covers? I did have a apologies, guys. Looking at my phone right now while recording a video, but just trying to get the list up of I put on Twitter of my favourite anime from this year. Quite a while ago, I think. Yeah, so Mob Psycho, haven't seen that in any category. Chainsaw Man, not in any category so far. Bleach, not in any category. Golden Kamuy, although I kind of understand that because we did only air a few episodes. Fruits Basket, the movie, no category so far. And World Trigger Season 3, which again is kind of contentious. Both Fruits Basket and World Trigger kind of contentious, but yeah, no Chainsaw Man, no Bleach, and no Mob Psycho. I'm not saying it would have won, that they would have won any of the categories. Perhaps Mob Psycho would have won a few. As much as I liked Chainsaw Man and Bleach, their stories just aren't kind of done. They're only just, well, I say Bleach is only just beginning, but this arc is only just beginning. Yeah, I feel like it's, I wouldn't say disrespectful, but it's such a shame that I haven't seen any of those anime even nominated for an award yet. I'm hoping that they at least get nominated for something. You'd think with such big fan bases as well they would. But yeah, that's Best Supporting Character. Now we'll go on to Best Main Character. It does kind of feel like they are specifically choosing anime for each of these categories, doesn't it? It feels like we're seeing the same shows over and over again. It feels like there was only 6 shows out in Crunchyroll's eyes last year. So yeah, it's a little bit of an issue with this, to be honest with you. So a little bit of an issue I'm having with this. I know Bleach didn't. I don't think it aired on Crunchyroll. I think it aired on Hulu or something, or a weird streaming site. So maybe it is something to do with, because they didn't stream on Crunchyroll, they're not kind of eligible or something. But it's not a real anime awards if that's the case. Either way, we'll go into the Best Main Character, which is between Boji, Chisato, which again I have not seen unfortunately, David Martinez from Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan Season 4, Lloyd Forger, so there is one main character in Crunchyroll's eyes for Spy Family, and Marin, who again I have not seen, so I think this one's quite easy. Again, no Reg or Rico or anyone from Made in Abyss. Interesting. No Mob. I think Mob might have actually taken this if he was in this. It'd definitely be up in contention. But yeah, I think it's actually quite easy in that case. I think it is Eren Yeager. Again, I spoke about him earlier. I spoke when I was talking about voice acting. He was such a massive part of the season all round, from beginning to end. In every action, he was the kind of essence of the actions, and his voice actor had to do a hell of a role. Again, going back to the past and voicing young Eren, for example, and having this, who Eren is now, having to actually kind of act out in your voices must be so fucking difficult, because he's like, I wouldn't say like an overlord or anything, but he is almost like God now, if you know what I'm saying. He is all encompassing. He is, yeah, just a scary character, quite an emotional character as well. So I think they captured that really well. So I think Eren Yeager is actually quite the easy vote for Best Main Character here. quite the easy vote for me anyway. David was pretty cool. Lloyd obviously really cool as well. Again, I kind of synonymized Lloyd with like a trio, so on his own I don't think he compares, but Boji obviously pretty close as well. Again, that first half Boji for sure competes, but again, just don't really like where the story and his story went that second half as much as I could have. But yeah, I think that's one's quite easy actually. Next, we've got Best Director, which is one of the ones I'm pretty iffy on because, again, I'm not a director. I don't know exactly what goes into directing, especially in anime. I know a little bit better about movies. Not like I've directed a movie, but I watched a lot of movies, and it's quite easy to tell what directors do in a movie. Whereas in anime, it's what is that? It's actually again, I don't really understand the role that great. But we've got Demon Slayer, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, Spy Family, Usual Suspects, Ranking of Kings, Attack on Titan, and Licorice Recoil. Again, Usual Suspects. Are they going to nominate any other anime? Like at this point, like seriously, how many categories we've been through? 10. We've been through 10 categories, and I think there's been 2 or 3 of the categories with different options. And 1 or 2 different options at that. It's a shame, to be honest, isn't it? Wish there was a bit more variety. But yeah, I'm not really sure how to vote for this one. I'll say in terms of pacing, I guess we just encompass everything like pacing, characters, development, sound, voice acting. Well, I guess that does come under it because it's who they hire. So I guess it's just everything. I think there's two I'm looking at here. I don't know, because Cyberpunk Edgerunners was actually, when you think about it, it was directed very, very well. When you think about it being a 10 episode anime from beginning to end, it was actually directed very, very well in every department. Whereas with something like Demon Slayer, it was again directed beautifully. So someone had to do the storyboards and kind of set out that story and set out how to animate, make that story kind of come together. This is a difficult one. This is a really difficult one. I think we can count Ranking of Kings out. I think it's almost a bit of a joke Ranking of Kings is in here at all. Like I said, the second half just took it down a bit, so I don't think that's the best directing, if you know what I'm saying. A director kind of directs, like what I was saying about Cyberpunk Edgerunners, such a short show. From beginning to end, it's absolutely brilliantly done. And it knows its length, it knows what to fit in that time span, whereas it feels like Ranking of Kings, they didn't quite do that. So I feel like something could have easily replaced Ranking of Kings here. Obviously, Attack on Titan's always in the conversation as well. You know what? Just because I haven't voted for this yet for anything, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm actually voting for exactly here, I'm going to give it a Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Again, I think the point of it being that 10 episodes and actually getting me very emotional at the end of the series over these characters in that 10 episodes and following their storylines in such a short amount of time, and the style, the animation, I think from a director's point of view, it's done pretty perfectly for how long they had. So I'll give that the Cyberpunk Edgerunners, you know. Not like a pity vote or anything, but it deserves something, if you know what I'm saying. It was that good, it deserves something at least. So I'll give Cyberpunk Edgerunners the vote for that one. And then we'll move on to Best Anime Song. Ooh. And this is not opening, because they've got opening and ending just above it. Might actually have to listen to these in that case. I've been listening to a lot of openings and endings already while I'm making this video. Is it going to play the songs that it... Oh no, it is just... So it is just the... Okay, so I've only seen 4 of it only. So yeah, we know Your Boy Kong Ming comedy. What is that? I don't know what that is either. My non-fiction. We know the I know the Rumbling, and I know Chicky Chicky Ban Ban. They're the only two I actually know off the top of my head. So I will play this video, and hopefully they play the music. They're not going to play the music. Okay, that's a shame. I guess I'll look it up. I'll only look up the ones I've actually seen. Again, I won't be voting for Shall We Dance. First inclusion for this show. Shadow House, I think it's called Shadow House. And I haven't seen One Piece, so yeah, won't have seen the movie. What was that? Comedy by Spy Family. Is that the name of the opening? Ending. The ending song? This was a good ending song, actually. Wasn't as good as the second opening, in my opinion. And my non-fiction, is that the ending song for Kaguya-sama then? Oh, is this that special ending that we got? No wonder I didn't know the name of this. Yeah, this is the special ending we got for Kaguya-sama. Wow. Ooh, that makes it difficult. The first ending was fucking great as well. The first ending was great as well. So my music real quick. Apologies, guys. So, Chicky Chicky Bang Man was an absolute banger. The Rumbling was really good as well. I really like the style of the Rumbling. Fits the material very well. Very like grunge song. I don't think I can include it as much as I really love the song. I think it's going to be my non-fiction because I love that ending. Funny enough, I actually like the first ending more than this one, but this one's that good. I actually think it wins as well. I think it was actually by like a first-time animator as well. If I'm not mistaken, it was by someone relatively new to the animation game. I think anyway. Again, I heard a story about it when it came out, which was a while ago. But yeah, the visuals were brilliant. The song was very good. I think that is the standout here. Again, I like Chicky Chicky Bam Bam. That was a very fun song to get us started every week. But I think it goes to just in terms of the visuals alongside the song as well. I think that goes to. But is it just talking about song in itself? Whatever. I'm voting for it. So that was Kaguya-sama Ending 2. Is the winner for that one. Again, very subjective for these song ones, isn't it? Not like I'm trying to be objective at all during this. This is just my kind of opinion. So, again, probably, like I mentioned in the intro, probably could change after a couple of weeks, but we'll then get into best film. I didn't actually see many anime films this year. I've only seen one of them on this list, so it's quite obvious to what I'm voting for. We've got Bubble, Dragon Ball Super, Superhero, Inu-Oh, Science. I feel like I've heard that studio. Obviously, I know a lot of the studios, but I feel like they've done like one very good specific project. Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which is the only one I've seen. One Piece Film Red, and Deer King, which I've never seen before. Interesting. But yeah, obviously my vote goes for Jujutsu Kaisen 0 on this one. Half of these movies have got 2021 on them. Maybe that's when they started the production of them. But yeah, obviously you got to go to Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Even if I haven't seen any other movies, but it was a very good movie. I actually watched that on the channel, didn't I? It was a very good movie. Animation was nuts, but it'd be interesting to see what actually wins this one. Perhaps One Piece because that is just so popular, but I haven't seen any of the other ones, so I can't really voice my opinion too much on this one. Apologies. Again, this is probably one of the ones you guys can give me a much better insight on. Then we'll move on to best score, so the best soundtrack in general. Or is it best score? It says best score. Is that talking about the anime as a whole, or is that talking about the song that No Name done in Spy Family? Okay, so we've got so I really like that song. I guess what I'll do is I'll say it's the best overall soundtrack for the show. So we've got Spy Family, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Your Boy Kong Ming, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Made in Abyss Season 2, and Demon Slayer Season 2. No order of these, luckily enough for this category. And I think it's quite another simple one where Made in Abyss takes the cake, because the soundtrack to Made in Abyss is absolutely amazing. From the soundtracks they played during the episode, the opening and ending were both top tier. They could very much just win both of those categories themselves. When I get to them, I'm not 100% sure on that, but when I get to them, very well could, because off the top of my head, they were absolutely brilliant. And I think it quite easily beats out. It's definitely the most memorable for me. Definitely the most memorable. So another quick one here. Made in Abyss Season 2 takes the cake for best soundtrack. Kevin Penkin. And it looks like that's the only non-Japanese score, funny enough. And next we'll go on to best endings. We're really getting through them now. I thought this video would be quite a bit. Oh, we are 40 minutes in. I think last year it was about 50 minutes, but there was less categories last year. But yeah, we'll move on to best ending sequence. Oh no, this one's gonna be tough. And Made in Abyss isn't even nominated. Wow. Interesting. Like I said, that was one of my favourites, and that was tipped to perhaps win for me. Obviously, that's off the table now, but how could you just leave that out? How could you leave that out? That's like a crime. Okay, so we've got Akuma no Ko from Attack on Titan. Said it too much. Comedy from Spy Family. I don't know this one. Koi no UK, or whatever it is. Don't know that one. Kosher Berry Biori from Komi Can't Communicate. Yofu Kashi no Uta from Call of the Night, and My Heart Has Surrendered from Love is War. I imagine that's the first opening song, which again I absolutely love. I remember this one being a hell of a lot of fun as well. A lot of really good endings here. I will just listen to the Komi Can't Communicate ending again, because I haven't heard that in a long time actually. Which might mean I didn't like it as much. But I'm not 100% on that. I feel like I did like it. Oh, I like most openings and endings, to be honest with you. Yeah, I like this one a lot. The visuals weren't as great. I don't think it's a winner. I think for me it's between Akuma no Ko and My Heart Has Surrendered. As much as these ones were very fun, all three of these, I think I've got to go with Attack on Titan, because I love that song. It's such a powerful song. The visuals are really beautiful as well, but the song is so powerful. I really like the ending to Kaguya-sama as well, though. The first one, the song anyway. The visuals are really good as well, of course, but the song is brilliant. Tough one, but I think I'll go Akuma no Ko, because I listen to that song a hell of a lot to this day. I love that song a lot. It reminds me a lot of the the kind of weird kind of placement of the I think it was season 3 ending. Again, another quite angelic ending in Attack on Titan, quite similar to this one, whereas it was kind of every other opening ending to that point was actually quite kind of dark and metalish and kind of German and such, and that was quite the kind of break from that. It was kind of the same with this one, but even more powerful in this one for me, although both absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I think Akame no Ko. I'm just going to make sure that is the one I'm thinking it is. I think it is. I don't think it had 2 endings. Yeah, that is the one I'm thinking of. I'm just going to sort this out. And yeah, Attack on Titan winning another category. Same suspects again, and except for one big missing one. We'll then move on to best opening sequence. No, no Made in Abyss again. No Mob Psycho anywhere. Yeah. Mob Psycho is just not in any of this, is it? And neither Bleach nor Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man could have won this as well. Chainsaw Man's opening's really good. Oh wow! Again, this. So Mob Psycho would have won this. Chainsaw Man could have won this. It's just my opinion, of course. Made in Abyss would have won this. That's just 3 off the top of my head that would have won this category if they were involved, which is a shame. Naked Hero, which one is that referring to? I will just have to look that up real quick for Ranking of Kings, but I'll go over the nominations, which I didn't do. Apologies. So we've got Chiki Chiki Ban Ban from Purupi Kome, Mixed Nuts from Spy Family, Naked Hero for Ranking of Kings, which I'm going to have to figure out what it is, The Rumbling from Attack on Titan, This Fire from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and Zankyou Sanka from Demon Slayer. All of these I have seen, and I like all these songs. They're all really good. I listen to all of them as well. There's not one here I don't actually listen to. Is this the second opening? Yeah. Second opening is such a banger. Such a banger. Yeah. I think Ranking of Kings takes this one. For my opinions, again, I like them all actually. They're all actually good songs. As much as I did say that the 3 that I did list would win this, I'm actually yeah, maybe they wouldn't have with this in here actually. Now I remember. I fucking love that song. But yeah, I really liked Mixed Nuts. I really like that opening song. This one's a lot of fun again, as I've said. This one I didn't actually enjoy too much from Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I actually quite liked it the more it went on. I didn't like it originally, but it kind of grew on me, that opening song, quite a bit actually. So I do listen to that a little bit. I can't remember who it's by. I think it's by like an Irish band in like the 2000s or something. Zankyou Sanka was okay. Wasn't my favourite song by Aimer actually. I've heard her do better songs in anime openings, and The Rumbling was really good. Again, love that kind of grunge and kind of heavy feel to it. But I think quite easily Naked Hero wins this. Again, it might actually, even with those 3 involved, it might have won actually, because this opening is so fucking good. The visuals are just so emotional, and the song is so emotional as well. It just kind of melds together perfectly, to be honest with you. The visuals look, it's almost like the visuals done a bit of a disservice. Well, the season actually done a bit of a disservice to the visuals in this second opening. I thought after seeing this second opening that we were going to get an absolutely insane second half of Ranking of Kings, whereas again it just kind of let us down a little bit. Again, I kind of think this maybe promised a bit too much, but it takes nothing away from this opening. This opening was absolutely fantastic song wise. Again, just resonates with you visual wise. Just absolutely brilliant. If you guys have not seen Ranking of Kings, at least check out opening 2 of Ranking of Kings, because it is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, we'll give that one the vote. Naked Hero, the first opening is really good as well. And then we'll move on to best continuing series. And I think we've only got about 6 categories left. So yeah, this video is probably going to be just over an hour, I think, which isn't too bad actually. Like I said, it could have easily been like 2 hours or something. So best continuing series, we've got Attack on Titan. Oh wow, this is so difficult. Wow. Imagine if I'd seen One Piece as well, it'd be even more difficult. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Entertainment District Arc, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Kaguya-sama Lovers' War Season 3, Made in Abyss Season 2, and One Piece, which again I've only seen about 10 episodes of, so cannot pick that one. So what do we go off here, is the question. I don't think JoJo's Part 6 is in contention just because it's not one of my favourite JoJo parts, so it's not a best continuation, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that one's out. How do you pick from these? Real question, man. Ooh, I don't know. This is what I'm going to be like when it gets the best anime, when it gets the best show of the year, isn't it? I just don't know. Like all of these shows, I would give a high 8/9 out of 10. All of them. Except for, again, the 2 I've mentioned before, but I guess I'll go off which one had the best continuation, which one improved upon, or just kept the quality. Even if I say that, it doesn't really change anything, because Attack on Titan had major developments and changes, character developments, and story. It's reaching the end of its story. It's done so much story-wise and character-wise. Made in Abyss exactly the same. It furthered the lore of the world building, furthered the character developments, added some brilliant characters. And we got that a lot in Attack on Titan. We brought a lot of interesting characters together. Demon Slayer, I think I might count Demon Slayer out because we've had comparable. I say comparable. The animation is probably some of the best, if not the best animation I've seen. Some slightly comparable animation in season 1 and the movie. And in terms of story, it didn't do anything too massive. Like there wasn't any major deaths or occurrences. I mean, obviously a few of the demons died. A few of the higher ranked upper demons died, but I don't think it was quite as impactful as these 2. Or Kaguya-sama, which had some major developments as well, and some interesting additional characters, and again some characters kind of intertwined and that we hadn't seen before, and storylines kind of coming together, like Ishigami and what's her name? Miko, I think her name is Miko Ino. I'm saying that wrong, aren't I? But them kind of coming together very slightly. This one's so tough. I feel like it's got to be an Attack on Titan, but I can't justify not picking these 2 as well. It's so difficult. God damn, this is so difficult. How are you guys voting in this? I hope you guys are just as stuck as me. I'll give it to Attack on Titan. I'll give it to Attack on Titan for the before story, as well as just continuing its brilliance, if you know what I'm saying. It's been brilliant all the way throughout, and it's continued that brilliance. I think with Made in Abyss, it has been very good throughout, but it really did get absolutely brilliant after the movie and during the 2nd season, so I think I will give it Attack on Titan. Again, it could have been any of the three. Could have been Kaguya-sama quite easily as well, but I've got to pick something. Got to pick something. Again, this is why I don't exactly have number 1 or number 2 or number 3 like absolute favorites or anything. You get choices like this where you just think about something that doesn't really mean all that much. Okay, so next we're on Best New Series, which should be quite interesting. Okay, so the nominees are Call of the Night, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Licorice Recoil, My Dress Up Darling, Spy Family, and Your Boy Kong Ming. Now, I think this one's quite easy. Obviously, Call of the Night and Licorice Recoil and My Dress Up Darling are not getting the vote again. As much as Call of the Night was okay, it's just not comparable to the other 3 for me. So it's between Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Your Boy Kong Ming, and Spy Family. I think I'm going to go with Cyberpunk Edge Runners because, like I said, that just came out of nowhere and blew everyone away, including myself, which I did not expect it to. Like I said, I didn't expect to get emotionally invested into the characters, and I very much did at the end of the series. Style was brilliant. It was just very, very good. I think Spy Family, it was definitely on course to be probably the winner of this, but the second season did kind of slow down a little bit, and I didn't like the ending as well. I didn't like the ending episode, to be honest. I liked the episode, but I didn't like it as an ending episode to leave off on. Kind of left a bit of a sour taste in your mouth. So as much as I do really like Spy Family, I am going to pick Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Your Boy Kong Ming was good as well, but like I said, just kind of faltered a little bit towards the end of the series, so gets kind of minus marks for that. Whereas again, Cyberpunk Edge Runners was quality all the way throughout. So yeah, that gets another vote, which is good to see. I didn't think it'd be getting any votes from me going into this. It's actually got a couple. So Cyberpunk Edge Runners for the Best New Series. Again, no Chainsaw Man, which probably would have won. That is what it is. Okay, Best Animation. This one is going to be very easy. Yes, this one is going to be very easy. So we've got Akebi's sailor uniform, which I haven't seen. Might have to check that one out. Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Demon Slayer, The Entertainment Drifted Dark. Ranking of Kings Season 2. And Spy Family. I think this one is just a very simple Demon Slayer and pass, isn't it? Very simple. Like, I wouldn't say it's like a shark compared to like Goldfish, but it's yeah, it's crazy. The animation is that crazy. It's just easily won that one. Next, we've got Best Character Design. Now, this is very, very subjective. Oh, wait, so is it Best Character Design and who... Oh, so I guess it's in terms of who creates the best character design in terms of all the characters in the show, I guess. That's quite interesting. We'll just watch that. We'll just watch this just to make sure that is the case. I thought it was just going to be who had the best design out of this character, like Eren versus Boji, for example. So, yeah, interesting. So we got Demon Slayers, Ranking of Kings, Spy Family, My Dress Up Darling, again, haven't seen, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, and Cyberpunk Edge Runners. So why is JoJo involved in all of this when it was a Netflix anime? I guess it perhaps is on Crunchyroll as well, but like, where's the Bleach? Where's the Mob Psycho? Where are these anime? Where are these massive anime that were so good and ended off last year? Where are they? Where is Chainsaw Man? The designs in Chainsaw Man were brilliant. Better than the ones in Ranking of Kings. I'll happily say that the designs in Ranking of Kings are definitely not the best. As much as a great show as it is. Okay, so character designs from each of these. Ooh. Pretty tough. I wouldn't actually specifically say any of these are all too brilliant. feel like the standout is Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I feel like that is the standout here, just because of course, the theme of the show and the setting of the show just kind of calls for that brilliant design for almost every character in the show. I will say JoJo's is up there as well. JoJo's does have its style, doesn't it? I mean, as much as again it hasn't reached my favourite parts of JoJo's, it's very kind of middling. It does very much keep on that track of very stylish character design. That's for sure. Spy Family again. I wouldn't say there was any overwhelmingly impressive designed characters in there. I think Demon Slayer probably a contender. So yeah, I think it's between Demon Slayer, JoJo's, and Cyberpunk Edge Runners. If we're including stands as well, I will say the stands, there's a few that stand out massively, like Poochie's stand at the end, for example, stands out massively. But there's also quite a lot of quite boring looking stands in this part as well, I'll say. I think it's between Demon Slayer and Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I feel like with Demon Slayer though, there wasn't that many new characters introduced, so it's quite hard to actually say. Like there was Tengen, there was both the demons, the upper rank demons, and that's pretty much it. And the wives, who we didn't even see that much, who are actually quite plainly designed as well. But Tengen's design is very, very good. That's the thing though as well that I'm thinking about here. Like half of these designs are based off their manga counterparts, so they haven't actually had to do much designing. So I think that's why I'm leaning towards Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I mean, I know a few of the characters are in the game and designed off the game, but for the most part, I haven't played the game, by the way. For the most part, they are brand new designs and such, and very recognizable designs. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why people did gravitate towards characters like Rebecca. Like I said, she's not a massive player. She's a big player in the anime, but perhaps that's why people like her so much. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to vote for Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Kind of new, original designs. I think, yeah, I think that is my winner for that one. Again, difficult one to actually say for there. As we move on to the last two categories. Thank you guys if you did make it this far, by the way. We are now an hour, or over an hour in, I think, actually. I did have to cut my email out. And we'll have Best Original Anime of the Year. I haven't seen any of these. I haven't seen any of these. Yurei Deku. That was the studio I was talking about. Yurei Deco. Definitely saying that wrong. And I had seen the first episode of that, but I didn't carry on. And I looked at the reviews for it as well, and it wasn't doing all that well review-wise. So, again, where is Chainsaw Man? Where's Cyberpunk Edge Runners? There's more in here as well. What I should be bringing up as well. Where's your boy Kong Ming? Uncle from Another World. My Dress Up Darling. I haven't even heard of many of these shows. Spy Family. No Spy Family. Oh, I guess. Oh, I'm being stupid, aren't I? This says original anime, not anime that came out this year. So I think that's in terms of brand new story, not adapted from a manga. Again, it's not in this category, but where's Summertime Render as well? That was one I was really looking forward to voting for on here, because that became one of my favorite anime I covered last year. So yeah, I best discuss this now. Again, my favorite animes from this year have been Summertime Render, Made in Abyss, as you guys can tell, Attack on Titan, and Mob Psycho. I'm missing one. Made in Abyss, if I didn't already say that. Yeah, Made in Abyss, Summertime Render, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. I think they're my top anime of this year, and it's just a shame because a few of those are just nowhere to be seen on this list. Mob Psycho, such a shame. Such a shame. Yeah, I haven't seen any of these, so please let me know what you guys voted for here. I think it's quite scary going into an anime that has no source material. I think one of my favourite ever anime, Code Geass, is an anime original like that, and it got loads of manga and kind of spin-offs and movies and such off that original anime, but in most cases it is quite the risk, isn't it? Just adapting a new story, so hence why I haven't seen any of these, and hence why quite a few of these are actually very low rated as well. But yeah, I haven't seen any, so I can't actually commentate that much. So we'll move straight on to the final category in the anime of the year. Licorice Recall voted for both anime of the year and original anime of the year. I think I probably definitely need to check that out then, don't I? Been voted in a lot of categories, but like I mentioned, does that really speak that much when it's nominated in a lot of categories, when a lot of anime have been left out of these categories? Who am I to say? We've got Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Demon Slayer Entertainment Dressed Dark, Ranking of Kings Core 2 specifically. Again, I'm not sure how Core 2 has been nominated for quite a few of these awards, but I guess it is what it is. And Spy Family. So I think we can rule out. Well, I think I know the winner. This is actually probably quite. Maybe I should have gone the other way around because I think this is actually quite anticlimactic. I'm going to pick Attack on Titan: The Final Season Part 2. I think in every department, again, maybe except for animation and fight scenes versus Demon Slayer, for example, I think in every other department it just beats these anime out by quite a lot. To be honest with you, story-wise, drama-wise, characters, developments, sound. In comparison to these ones, I'm still a bit iffed about fucking like you have Made in Abyss in almost every other category, and you don't have the opening or the ending in the best opening and endings. You even have it in best soundtrack, and you don't have it. I'm still crazed about that because they're some of my favorite. That's two of my favorite openings and endings. But yeah, I mean, no Made in Abyss, which might have won this. Maybe they are just going off pure popularity here. The numbers speak the most, I guess. But yeah, bit of a shame. Quite anticlimactic, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Attack on Titan again. Demon Slayer runs it close. Cyberpunk bit behind Demon Slayer, and then Spy Family and Ranking of Kings. Yeah, I think Attack on Titan runs away with this one. As much as Demon Slayer is within a very short number distance, favourite-wise, from Attack on Titan, I do think Attack on Titan, again, just in every department, just nails it, doesn't it? So that gets the final vote for my Anime of the Year Awards 2022. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Again, probably a lot of ranting and raving going on. Again, I'm just very miffed at the nominations for the categories. Like, please, how do they decide? How do they decide? No, you're right. Thanks. I'll just have one vote. So you can get 2 votes on each of these categories if you put the votes on Twitter. If you want. So are they all gone through? And it doesn't exactly matter. Again, like I said at the intro, I'm just one person. It doesn't exactly matter if they go through. Maybe if they win by 1 vote potentially, but that's rarely ever the case, is it? Although if everyone said that, nothing would get done. Is what other people like to say to that statement. But yeah, that is the anime votes. Please let me know in the comment section what you thought of both the anime covered in these categories, which I thought was quite atrocious, actually. The variation of anime. We saw the same 4 or 5 anime being Ranking of Kings, Attack on Titan, Made in Abyss, which was stupidly left out some of the biggest categories, but in most of the other ones, and My Dress Up Darling, and we had like the same Cyberpunk Edge Runners, we had like the same kind of 3, 4, 5 anime for a hell of a lot of the categories, didn't we? So it just felt a bit. It felt a much smaller season and year than it actually was, if you know what I'm saying. It just felt like they compacted it down to like the most popular, the most watched anime of last year, which makes sense, but it's not how you vote for the best. Like, the best doesn't have to be most popular; it's what's rated the highest. And in the case of Made in Abyss, that's a stupidly high rated show, and it's not even voted for Anime of the Year, which is I find crazy. But yeah, let me know what you guys voted for some of the main categories like Anime of the Year, and again what you guys thought of the kind of anime in the categories as well. That'd be very interesting to hear if you guys are just as kind of miffed as I am. Also, leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy this video, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with any of my episode reactions. I hope that sent them off. Not really sure how to. I guess it's already voted for. I guess. Yeah. Exit vote. Yeah, hopefully you can join me for any of my reactions to some of these ongoing anime. I will be covering Attack on Titan, the third part of the final season. I'm not sure what to call it. I guess I'll just call it the third part for now. I'll be covering that when it comes out in March. I'll also be covering Demon Slayer Season 3, the Swordsmith Village arc, when that comes out soon. I also think there was a announcement about a Made in Abyss. Was it Made in Abyss? There was a recent announcement about an anime. I can't remember what it was. It might have been Made in Abyss. Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think it was Made in Abyss is going to be getting a new season or something along those lines. I've actually got it on Twitter. Yeah, it is. It's Made in Abyss. The Golden City of the Scorching Sun is getting a sequel. So I'm back with that as well if it comes. When it says sequel, it says specifically to the Scorching Sun second season, so perhaps it's like a special episode potentially. But yeah, look forward to that if that arrives at the channel, hopefully sometime soon. But again, thank you guys very much for watching if you made it all the way through, and I hope you have a good day. It's been a very long video recording for me.